my name is Adonis, and this is my POL. My superhero name is Professor Compromise, and I've encountered many villains and obstacles on my journey throughout the semester. These obstacles help me create skills and talents that I've used to help me become stronger as a superhero. My first skill I am pooped on is teamwork, and my artifact is a picture of my group and I working on the toothpick tower. My first example is a toothpick tower activity that we did at the beginning of the year during STEM class. I worked with two of my classmates, which I have never worked with before, one of them not even being in my class. So it was very important that we worked together and acted as a team. The point of the project was who could make the tallest standing tower with a certain limited amount of material. So before we put everything together, we discussed who was doing what and assigned different jobs. We also shared ideas and picked different techniques to use the least amount of toothpicks while still making it tall. We all agreed that the base is the most important part of the tower, so we put a lot of effort and energy into putting a good amount of the popsicle sticks to make the bottom as sturdy as possible. Some obstacles that my team and I faced was that we ran out of popsicle sticks towards the end. After our first ideas didn't work, one of my group members wanted to make it one way, and the other wanted to make it the other. So I took both their ideas and fused them together so it looked like both their ideas, and they would both be happy. During this project, we encountered a master villain named Lord Pride, and his power was to turn people against you by giving these people more of their own pride so they won't listen to other people's ideas. We defeated him by talking amongst ourselves and making compromises so we weren't being too selfish about using our own ideas. After a while, he quickly became weak because he was absorbing and had too much pride. This shows that if you have too much pride and become cocky, it can become a weakness. I needed to use teamwork in this project because if I didn't, I wouldn't have been able to make a compromise between my two group members and put their two ideas together. My second skill is public speaking, and my artifact is a picture of me speaking in our debate on YouTube. We most recently did a debate in English Humanities class where we had to speak in front of Bakken, in front of our parents, classmates, and some other school staff or teachers. My group did a debate on the Trans-Pacific Partnership, so we had to research pros and cons of having it. We were assigned to the proposition side. When I was talking on stage, I didn't mess up at mid-sentence and didn't stutter too much. The way I improved on public speaking was practicing and making sure I was familiar with the script before talking in front of people. I practiced in front of the mirror and family to help me get used to talking in front of my whole class. Next semester, I'll try to improve on making more eye contact and memorizing my script more so I don't have to look down as much. I think my production was loud enough, and even with a microphone, I was able to talk and let everyone know what my group learned about. My voice is pretty clear and I didn't talk too fast, which was good because I was super nervous before. One of the things that Ms. Napoleon encouraged was talking for 5 minutes, and I met with that requirement. The reason why she had a 5-minute requirement was that it helps people understand your topic and lets you know if you did enough research. I learned from this project was that you need to be brave and try new things to be able to succeed and not be scared to try new things, such as presenting in public. Public speaking is important when you grow older because in your job, you might have to explain your thinking in front of a group of people or make an argument to something you think is right. My third skill is creativity, and my artifact for this is a picture of me in the second group doing Socratic circles in English Humanities class. Creativity is really important in Socratic circles because the things you can say can either help the conversation or make it really bad and boring. One of the keys to Socratic circles that is really important is taking notes during your reading and to make connections to other readings or just your everyday life. This gets you points for speaking and gives your audience or class an understanding that you understood the content of what you had to read. Most superheroes like myself have problems being creative because we're just used to getting jobs done and trying to do it as quick as possible. It's boring, but it's part of the job. We try not to get fancy because it might cost us a million of their lives, and we definitely don't want that. Since we have Socratic circles almost every week, I had to learn how to come prepared with lots of facts backing up my statements. One thing that I need to improve on is making connections to recent real-life events or monitoring and helping people who don't talk as much get their opinion inside the conversation. Some things that I learned from Socratic circles was that it's not always good to look at something from only your point of view. And that it's better to listen to other people's opinions so you can hear other people's thinking processes so maybe you can get more ideas. My fourth skill is communication, and my artifact is a picture of my trebuchet group working on trebuchet during STEM class. In the early stages of trying to make a trebuchet, we got sidetracked a lot and lost some class time because we weren't focused as much as we wanted to. We faced many obstacles such as dealing with our laziness, not being able to sit down and just work without any distractions. Our villain that we encountered this time was the evil sumo wrestler that ate all of our focus and persistence. So we really struggled during giving class time. We agreed that we couldn't let the sumo wrestler win, so we came up with ideas to strengthen our brains, like setting specific time goals. This helped us get certain things done in the time period that we assigned to ourselves. During this project, we split the trebuchet up into different parts so we could focus on small bits of it at a time. We defeated this villain by setting time goals and not allowing ourselves to talk to other groups. I think we were successful with asking questions to help and communicate with each other. In the beginning, we did a poor job of doing that, but by the end, we were working well together and getting more things done. One thing that I learned about myself in this project was that if I don't set goals for myself, then I have a hard time getting things done. My fifth skill is determination, and my artifact is a finished chemistry and conflict piece. For this project, we were assigned the element iron, and we needed to make something that represents how chemical elements affect world conflicts. Jonah and I chose to make an animation drawing on the conflict between Guinea and two bigger countries, China and Brazil. The conflict that we researched was that Brazil and China wanted to take all the iron from Guinea because there was a large supply of it, and there were no laws that forced China and Brazil to pay large amounts of money for taking iron. At the beginning of this project, I was off task during work times and didn't help my partner as much as I should have. This led to me having to be reminded that I need to help him and not just let him do the whole thing. After that, I became determined to do my part and help Jonah out with the other aspects of the project. Since he did the art piece, I tried to do most of the writing part and became more motivated to try and help him edit the art piece a little more before it was due. I felt like I needed to make it up to him, so I did extra research to make sure I knew what I was saying by the time we had to present to the parents by the end of the project. I learned from this project is that if you mess up, you need to apologize and then move forward and not make the same mistake again. Because if you do not, then people won't want to be in your group with you and you'll have to work by yourself. Throughout the semester, I've been challenged by villains and obstacles, but with help from my many tools and group members, I've worked at defeating them. Next semester, I hope that I will learn new superhero skills and meet new people to help me overcome the second semester obstacle. Thank you.